not part of it, what's the point? It's empty. It's worthless. How much better would it be to change the heart, and then all of the decisions following change? You understand? Let me use a crazy example. If I like to beat my wife, somebody could try, there are laws that say you're not allowed to beat your wife. And sure, the police could come, and I would know, as a wife beater, I would know that the police could come and arrest me if they caught me, right? Does it keep me from beating my wife? No, I hit her, and then I just hope I don't get caught, right? Or I threaten her, don't you ever tell anybody. I'll beat you within an inch of your life, right? The fact that a law exists that says I'm not allowed to beat my wife doesn't keep me from doing it. It just makes me hope I don't get caught. How much better would it be if my desire is to love God, my desire is to reflect God's love in my life? If that is my desire, if my heart changes, guess what? I'm not going to beat my wife. Problem solved. A lot of moral issues today could be solved that way. I've always been afraid's not the right word. I've always been worried about religious organizations that try to push their agenda politically. Because what did we say at the beginning? Man looks on the outward, but God looks
inward,
on the heart. God is much more interested on who you are on the inside than what you do out here. Because God knows, as we all do, that what you are on the inside is going to reflect, ultimately, how you are. So changing the heart is the important thing. The heart is the most important thing. Out of the heart stems everything. So rather than try to go, don't watch bad anime, or, don't say those words, and don't do this and don't do that, what I would like to encourage you guys to do this morning is something very simple. Embrace God's love for you and God's desire for you, because it is good. He wants the best for all of us. He wants you to be the best person you can be. And when I say God, I don't know what image comes into your mind. Everybody has a different image, right? When I say that word, maybe you think of a guy in a black outfit with a little white square right here. When I say God, maybe you think of Charlton Heston standing on a rock going, right? When I say God, maybe you think of a church in your neighborhood with a certain steeple, a cross on top. When I say God, maybe you think of a man in a white robe with a beard going, right? Everybody has a different concept. When I say God, maybe you think of some kind of a silver-haired, big bearded guy sitting on a big throne somewhere up on a cloud. So I really am not trying to get everybody to have like a singular view of God. That is not my desire. My desire is just to let you know that you are of extreme value to God. He spared no expense in making you and making you unique and special in your own way. And as we go through our lives, we can either make choices that make us more like He wants us to be, or less like He intended for us to be. So my desire for all of you, and for myself as well, is not to follow a list of rules and regulations, but to invite every day, to invite God into your life. Every morning, get out of bed and drop your head and just say, you know, God, please help me today to be what you want me to be. Let that light and that love shine through me. Let me share that with other people today. Because there's plenty of negativity in the world. There are plenty of people that will drag you down and make your day bad and cause stress and heartache and trouble. So how much better would it be for us to be people of positive influence and people who share goodness with those around us? You know, you guys that are in high school here, maybe even some of you in junior high school, am I right that there are a lot of kids in your school who are troublemakers? There are kids that cause trouble, and there are kids that are always trying to get you to try this or do this, and they're always sneaking around the teachers, and they're always behind the back of the faculty, causing trouble. Well, why don't you be one of the tools, one of the instruments for good? Take a stand and be someone through whom the light and the love of God shines. Because you'll find an amazing amount of joy. Not fun, joy in that. As I said, I spent a large part of my young life, when I was younger, trying to follow a list of do's and don'ts. Things that I should do, shouldn't do, should do, shouldn't do. And the more as every year went by, I would find that I was so wrenched up inside, and I was always so worried that I wasn't doing everything right all the time. And when you try to hold yourself to a certain standard, that's it. When you try to hold yourself to a certain standard, you always fall short. You always do. And what comes when you fall short? What ends up happening? You get angry at yourself. What else? Depressed. You feel like, oh, dang it, I blew it again. This is pointless. I can't do it. Here's the good news. God knows you can't do it, and He's cool with that. He knows you better than you know you. He doesn't expect you to be perfect. He expects you to just do your best. Not to beat yourself up when you make mistakes. Acknowledge you made a mistake, sure. Oh, I sure messed up that time. I do that all the time. I say something, I'm like, oh, doggone it. Of course, the only problem is when I make a mistake, people write about it. And that's not good. Because, that's something else I want to share with you guys. Just because, and this is a word for all of you. Any of you guys that consider yourselves, Christians, and I don't know where you are. Some of you may just be like, well, there wasn't any other panel going on right now, so I just kind of stumbled in here, and here I am. So maybe this may be kind of like a surprise to some of you. But I don't know where all of you are, but let me say this. Just because you call yourself a Christian doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't even mean you're any better. You're not better than anybody. Never. I know a lot of people that, because I say I believe certain things, that I can't believe, I saw Vic say something rude to somebody, or I saw him get angry about something. Well, guess what? I'm just a stupid guy like everybody else. Just because I love God, just because I believe certain things, doesn't make me perfect. It doesn't make me impervious to making mistakes, to saying things I wish I hadn't said, to behaving in a way that I wish I hadn't behaved. It makes me human. Thank you. Yeah. I'm kind of rambling because I'm just sharing from my heart. I hope that's okay. So what I want you guys